So Diane Abbott has been suspended for the second time over so-called alleged racist comments that she's made about racism. And now Starmer is accusing her of being anti-Semitic. Because what Diane Abbott said is there are different levels of racism, and it's true what she's saying. So if I was walking down the road and on the other side of the road, there was a Jewish person or an Irish person or a traveller, right? And they've got white skin and I've got the black skin. And if there's somebody in the area that's going to be racist, who will they be racist towards first? Because the first thing you see is the colour of my skin. So of course racism isn't different. And you know what? Just because I've said that, and I'm agreeing with what she said, doesn't mean I'm anti-Jew, Irish or traveller. It's just a fact of life. That somebody with white skin, with a different ethnicity, whether they're Jewish or whatever, unless you go and talk to them and ask them about their race, you will not know that they are a different ethnicity. But then if you look at someone like myself or Diane Abbott, you'll be able to see that we have got a black face, so we are easier targets for racism. I'm sorry if that makes any other creed or colour or whatever feel bad about that. It's just how it goes in this world, and it's just how it is. So to turn around and suspend her for what she said, her beliefs, and what many people believe and feel, because it's the truth, ask any black or brown person and they will be able to tell you that racism does follow us through our lives. In every decade of my life here in the UK, I was born in England in the year 1972, and in every decade of my life, I have definitely, and I can go through it, I've made videos on my channel about some of the racism I have had. And of course, racism does go both ways, and I'm aware of that. And people always seem to point it out to me, but that's not what we're talking about on this occasion. So just bear with me as I'm talking about people with black faces and brown faces. And if it makes a white person or another person of whatever creed, race, as I said, if it makes you feel bad that we're saying that we suffer racism, which we do because of the colour of our skin, it doesn't make it any worse. It doesn't make it any better. It's just a fact. As I said, if I myself was walking down a road with my black face and my big curly hair, right? And then on the other side of the road, you've got a blonde woman with white skin. She may be of Jewish, Irish or traveller descent. But if, as I said, if there is a person that's racist, they are going to call me the nigger, as happened to me a few weeks back in the USA. I was called a nigger in the USA. About a year and a half ago, I was racially abused in the Tesco locally to me. I've made videos about this on my channel. I actually dropped the charges on the woman that was racist to me in my local area because she was pregnant. What a terrible, horrible black woman I am. I don't know what's going on in this country. Starmer is disgusting, and I hope Starmer loses a lot more of what he's already losing at the moment, I hope that gets worse for him. And to the people that say voting makes a difference, really? Because check what Labour's doing now. Everything in the manifesto that they promised you when you went and foolishly voted for them thinking that it would make a difference, but really all it is to make you think that you've got a say and to make you think that you've got a certain amount of power where you don't. Anyway, the manifesto that Labour claimed they were going to be giving you, they've now gone total opposite, and you can see they're doing everything that the Tories were going to do anyway. So it doesn't make a difference. Whatever policies and whatever bullshit they want to happen in this country, and the same thing is happening in the USA right now, everything is corrupt, just like Ice Cube said. Search Ice Cube, everything's corrupt, and it's exactly the same. 2025, that's where we are. We've got all of this nefarious gaslighting going on in the US. You've got alligator Alcatraz, you've got US citizens, you've got people without criminal records out there being detained, arrested, put into... Guys, there's a lot of serious sick shit happening in this country and in the US and around the world at the moment. There is so much corruption and lies. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And now we are here. We are to believe that if you stand up as a black person and say you suffer racism because of the colour of your skin, you're to be cancelled from life. That's it. You're done. You're suspended. How dare you mention to us about your black skin and how it's affected you through your life. And as I said before, to the white person watching this, the Jewish person, the Irish person, the whatever race, creed or colour you are, if it offends you to hear us say stuff like that, then sorry. That is about you wandering inside and fixing what's going on inside of you that makes you feel bad when we talk about the racism that we have in this country. And if it makes you feel bad, look within yourself and ask yourself why. Are you one of the racist people? Or do you understand what we're talking about here? And if you're a black person as well in this country, you know what I'm talking about. You know what you've gone through. You know what it feels like to walk in certain areas, especially if it's a white or a different area. If you're an only black person around, you do feel a certain way. And we know how that feels. I'm sure some white people feel the same way in other areas as well. But that's just how it goes. There are racist whites, there are racist blacks. But to bring up your colour and then to be suspended because of saying what she said is just utterly, utterly ridiculous. And to call her now anti-Semitic by Starmer is such a cowardly move that he has just pulled. Just ridiculous what's happening. Anyway, guys, peace out. That's my rant over. I'm going to go and have my meditation 4:20. Laters.